there are more concerns emerging from the MP's camp. In fact, those who support the Member of Parliament, Adwoa Safo, are threatening to boycott the exercise in the area. Joining us now is Dome-Kwabenya, who's the aide to Member of Parliament for the area. Thank you, sir, for your time here on the poll. So we understand that some members within the Dome-Kwabenya constituency are raising concerns about attacks, stigmatization against members and persons who support the MP for the area, Adwoa Safo. Why are you making these claims?
Well, yes, the claims we are making are not unfounded. This is because since the process for the election of polling stations and electoral area coordinators started, there have been several infractions as far as the album is concerned. But in making our case, it looks like the party structure from the region to the national, nobody seems to be paying particular attention to the issues that we have been raising on the issue of our album.
Lay them out for us. What are the concerns with the party album?
Okay, so the issues are that I represented a member of parliament on the elections committee in the constituency. After collating all the entries, I mean all the applications that came for the polling stations, we realized that out of the 356 polling stations, there were going to be contests in about 320 of them. So as a committee, we felt that looking at how the constituency by then was all over the news because of the absence of our member of parliament, we didn't want to conduct elections. So we decided that for the 199 old polling stations, we were going to leave the executives intact. And then for the new 157, we were going to split it 50-50. At the end of the day, we realized that the 50% from Honorable side wasn't included in the album. And that has been our bone of contention since the album was given out to us.
So why then conclude that it's a deliberate attack on persons who support the Member of Parliament?
Yeah, that is what it is, because if we are going into an election and an album is being made, this is a sitting Member of Parliament. The album is what is used in electing constituency executives and the parliamentary candidate, as well as the presidential candidate. So if we agree that this is how we are compiling the album, but then you ignore my side and then populate the album with members of Okwe's household and all of that, then it just goes to mean that you just want...
Nana, I guess it's not fair to be referring to names at this point.
Okay.
Yes,
I
exactly.
But that is a reality. Yeah. When you go through the album, you realize that members of a particular household have taken the album from the security.
Yeah, but the point is, what evidence do you have to back that, mentioning the Okwe specifically?
Oh, for your team which came on the ground, we show them evidence. I mean, I can show you evidence where he, the brother, and everybody household have been put into this album.
Yeah, so but they are members of the NPP regardless.
Well, yes. Well, for that, I will admit that they are members of the NPP. Similarly, these people we are talking about are members of the NPP who have worked on the ground. They are the grassroots people. They are the people who do the legwork for the party to win the elections. So with the way they are being treated, I don't see why you have to kick them out and then go and bring members of the household who do virtually nothing, save for the name that, they have in the party. It's not fair.
You go to the extent of threatening to boycott the elections within the Dome-Kwabenya constituency. Why so?
It's not a threat. We have actually sent an official communication to the region and to the national party that we have withdrawn from the election. Because in making our case, the region, we've been there the entire week. Nobody is ready to listen because anybody who goes to the regional chairman comes back and then it's like, well, there seems to be nothing they can do. At the national, nobody is willing and ready to listen to you because from all intents and purposes, some people at the national office too are, also involved in whatever is going on in the constituency. The agenda, as it is just to be able to take the honorable member of parliament out because she was unable to come around and support government in parliament.
No, I mean, you've been making speculations all throughout this interview. You're not able to necessarily pinpoint a fact, some basis to prove that indeed this is all an agenda against Adwoa Safo.
Okay. You're saying it is an allegation.
But that it remains an allegation until you prove to us, until you give us that evidence.
I'm saying, I mean, everybody would arrive at that conclusion because I represented the member of parliament on the committee. I know the work we did on the committee. So their side, they brought their bit. Our side also brought our list. How come that their side, they, found their names in the album, but the side that was brought from the member of parliament is not in the album?
Help me with this. How would you respond to this? How about this? Let's flip the sides. The point is, the concern is, if the member of parliament herself, Sarah Adwoa Safo, were to be present, all of this would have been avoided. So where is Sarah Adwoa Safo? We can't see her. She's not around, not even when her own political party is doing a party reorganization exercise. Is that not telling of the quality of leadership she's providing in the area?
This is not the first time Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo is going to parliament, but it is the first time that for quite a while, some months, she hasn't been present in the country, in parliament and in the constituency. It means that something, Jermaine, is keeping her away. So it is not intentional. She is not cool enough because she is, abdicating from the responsibility that she's been given as member of parliament. Yes, if she was around, probably all this wouldn't have happened. But then, is it also fair that because she is not around, her supporters should bear the brunt of her absence?
This is politics. You are a politician, so you should be answering the questions. It's as though your camp is giving away the game. That's what you're doing to your opponents, because the seat primarily does not belong to Sarah Adwoa Safo. There are other interested parties. You've mentioned some names, for instance. These are all persons who are interested in the seat.
Yes, they may be interested in the seat. They have been interested in the seat. But then as a party, there are processes that lead to the election of someone to represent the party in parliament. So we ensure that it is the party's duty and responsibility to ensure that there is fairness in the process leading up to that. But from the word go, it looks like they are just trying to skew the process towards a certain direction.
What's your fear? Are you scared that your member of parliament, your boss, someone you work with closely, would lose her seat? Are you scared that Sarah Adwoa Safo may not be in parliament in 2024?
The fear is not for Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo. The fear is for the party and the constituency. Because, there may be some people who might be downplaying the influence of Honorable in the constituency. But let me dare say that this is a member of parliament who, because she was pregnant in December of 2020, couldn't do effective campaign in the constituency, but yet was able to garner 78,000 votes for the NPP. You don't joke with such a candidate. When you look at the results of the primaries in the constituency, you will realize that the constituency, the party in the constituency is divided in the middle between her and then your queen.
So what are you threatening? You're basically telling us that Sarah Adwoa Safo may go independent.
No, we haven't said so.
But you're talking about the numbers here. You're talking about the numbers here.
I am talking about the numbers to aver the minds of the party leadership that the path they have taken could affect the party come 2024. Not because maybe Honorable is going independent or maybe because we have withdrawn from the contest. But if they do not, manage the situation with some tact, it can affect the fortunes of the party in 2024, especially when we are singing and hoping to break the 8 in 2024. That is the point we are making, and that is the fear. And not because of Honorable. For her, she's a strong woman.
If these unfair practices continue, what's the worst we could see from Sarah Joseph?
Well, she hasn't given or indicated anything, but she is not happy with what has been done as far as the album is concerned.
She's not happy you've spoken to her? She's not happy at all?
She's not. I mean, obviously, she's not. That just this one time that she has to be away. The party, she has so much given, so much toiled for, put herself at the disposal of, and this is the way they want, to pay her back. Obviously, she wouldn't be a happy person because of the way things are going, especially coming from people who should know better in the party, the regional chairman, the general secretary, and all of that. They are the ones behind all these things happening in the constituency. And it is breaking the constituency and not Honorable Sarah Joseph. Because today, as I said, she has half of the membership in the delegate size of about 1,040. She has about half of that behind her. Imagine these people and those related to them not coming out in 2024 to come and vote for the party. What will be the state of the party as we want to break the 8 in 2024? That is what we are talking about.
I'm sorry we'll have to drag this a bit longer. The concern is, and what you're telling us basically is that the MP is not happy. But the fact is, when the party needed her the most, she did not turn up to support the party.
You see, I will not want to hold brief for her on that. But it is just this one time that something had denied her the opportunity to present herself to support the party. But she supported the party right from President Kufuor's time in 2008 till now. So why should just this one time, the inability to come and support, be the basis for which we want to, pay her back with so much? It's not fair. She's always been there for the party, giving the best of her life. I mean, over the past 10 years or so, she's been at the service of the party. So just this one time, she couldn't come around.
Why are you saying just this one time? I mean, it's been a whole tussle between Sarah Joseph. We've had accounts from some colleague MPs who claim that the party hierarchy has had to engage the member of parliament. She's not yielding. Even the chief of staff, per some accounts, have had to beg directly the MP to come to the aid of the party. She's not done all of these things. I'm sure you've heard the accounts as well. Some members of parliament who were not even feeling well at the time of the consideration of the e-levy had to be brought to the precincts of the House in an ambulance. That's how much sacrifice some persons have given out for the party. Why is Sarah Joseph not doing so?
Regarding Honorable Sarah Joseph's relationship with the Chief of Staff, I know that Honorable respects the Chief of Staff so much. The Chief of Staff also likes Honorable so much. The Chief of Staff is like a mother to my boss, to Honorable Sarah Joseph, and they maintain that relationship. That thing out there that she disrespected the Chief of Staff is untrue. It is all part of the grand agenda in giving her a bad name because she wasn't able to be present for the passage.
She never met the Chief of Staff.
She met the Chief of Staff severally when she was in town in December. I mean, there were several meetings with the Chief of Staff, and the Chief of Staff was nice. I mean, for me, I happened to be around, so I saw the cordiality and the mutual respect between the two of them. So I can speak to it. There is that respect, and there is no way that Honorable Sarah Joseph is going to disrespect the Chief of Staff. I mean, it's not something that would even suffice, so to speak. So I don't know, it's just part of the agenda that, people throw out there just to give her a bad name. It is not true. But for some of these other parliamentarians, I would say that they just were speaking out of ignorance, or maybe because she wasn't present. They came out and then, decided to make allegations or say certain things, that they were quite not well informed about. Yes, but I mean, it's not intentional that she stayed away. If there was that luxury, she would have come.
Chiefs have been sent to Sarah Joseph, which is not yielding as well. I mean, when will your boss return and do the simple duty that she's been elected to do?
I will not be able to answer that because she hasn't indicated to me when she's coming. But then the last time we had a conversation, she gave me the indication that she will be around by the time the next session of Parliament resumes.
That's the promise she gave you?
Yeah, I mean, yes, discussions we had the last time when Parliament was about going on recess and all the other issues that came up.
By the time she arrives, the party may be in disarray within your constituency. Are you not concerned about that?
Well, you see, if the party is in disarray, I wouldn't want to put the blame at the feet of the Member of Parliament. I would put the blame at the feet of the party leadership who have failed to ensure that the right things are done in the constituency, regardless of the fact that she is not around. It will be very difficult to put the blame on Honorable Sarah Adjasaf. If the party had ensured that the right things are done in the constituency, there wouldn't be any problem. I mean, even though she is not in the country.
All right, then. We'll have to leave it here, and I'm grateful that you've been able to spend
some
time with us here on The Pulse on the Joy News channel.